Well, hi guys and gals, it's me, George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and I'm out here in the garage, and, well, I got several things to show you and to share with you. First and foremost, most important of all, I have a mail call, and I gotta admit I have already opened this, although I haven't looked at the whole thing. Look at how big this thing is, huh? This is from my good friend Scott, Stovebolt 50. He told me he was sending me something, but he said he didn't tell me what it was. And I got a knock on the door and went out to check it. Nobody was there. So I pulled this thing in and I opened it up. And look what that says. Goofy's Garage. How cool is that? And I know exactly where I'm going to put it. Obviously, it's got to be out here in the garage, and that's why I came out here to make the mail call. And I have a place right up there on the wall that's going to go. So let me get my step ladder. And we're going to put this up there. How appropriate. Might help if I had a screw gun to put it up with, wouldn't it? Oh, and I asked you guys to look for my socket set. Let me turn my monitor around here. Asked you guys to look for my socket set that I lost. I found it. It had dropped down and got stuck down in a floor jack that I had underneath my bench. Now, one screw. Oh, come on. Now, I think I have a level here somewhere. Naturally, it's behind several other things. Boy, it's a pretty good eye, George. Pretty good eye. Right on the noggin. And there it is. Woo-hoo! Goofy's Garage. Perfect place for it. Thank you so much, Scott. I really appreciate it. How cool is that? Wow. So let me show you a couple other things. I'm going to drop my camera down here. Now hold on to your hats because I'm going to drop you quick. Whoop. Just like that. Yep. And I'm going to drop you down here and point to my lathe. I had to do some lathe work this week. And I'm glad you're here with me because I got interrupted when I was doing it. And when I get done, I didn't cover it up. I've got to do some cleanup work on my lathe and get all the chippies off of it. Well, we got it covered up, and let me show you what it was that I had to do the lathe work for. Right there, you see my steering wheel and the steering shaft. Now hold on to your hats. I'm going to do some shaky cam work and I'll show you what it's all about. Now my steering wheel is, and this is the shaft that goes to my steering box, and you can see the gear down here. but this came off of snowblower, and this is a quick release thing for the steering wheel. See, that comes right off of there. It's got a button on here, and you just drop it down on there and it locks it in place, and you push that button in and you pull it right up. Well, let me show you what else we got going on here. Put my steering wheel down. We got this chrome shaft on here, and you got to have a chrome shaft, and I had to have it because you see how nasty this shaft is that was on there? Yeah, not nice at all. Well, you can see where I have ground off here. I had a sleeve on here that connected this part here to the shaft, and it was a hair too big around. Let's see if I can get this to come out. Hold on a second. This is the way it looked before, with the exception that this was a little bit bigger around, and I was trying to think of a way that I could make this look nicer. I mean, we've got our steering boxes all painted up, and I'm going to be assembling it here pretty quickly, but I need to get this ready to be assembled to it. So I took this off and I turned it down on my lathe just enough so that this tube will just slide over it like that. And when I say just slide over it, it does just slide. It's even a little bit of a tight fit. And it's probably going to be right about like that, because I have this bushing down here, or seal, that goes in the steering box. And this will cover about everything we have now. And I have to weld that sleeve back on again. That's in here. And then this will go down over it, and I'm going to just drill one hole and put it like a small cap head screw to hold this in place. So yeah, so then we take our steering wheel and click the steering wheel back in place. Of course, you got to put the cap on, and there we have it. That will give it a nice finished look on the Goofy cart, don't you think? Yes, sir. So that's one thing I was doing yesterday, and I've been doing some thinking about this, but we won't get into that right now, will we? No, we won't. And you can see I got 3 more motors set up here on my table. And I won't have time to work on them today. Maybe tomorrow I will. But I'll bring you along with me. We're gonna fire these up. And these 2 here, I believe, are 4 horsepower. Let me see here. Oh, 5 horsepower. Yeah. Can you read that? HS50. That means it's a 5 horsepower Tecumseh motor. And this one here, I would have to look up these numbers. It's an older motor, but I'm assuming that this one probably is a 5 horsepower as well, because they're identical in size. I mean, it could be a 3.5, who knows? They call them 3.5, they call them 5. And sometimes they are, and sometimes they aren't. But anyway, we'll get those 2 started. And then this one here is a Briggs & Stratton. And I think, I'm not sure, I haven't really looked this one over much. I don't think it says on here what the horsepower rating is. And I'm not sure where the numbers are. I don't do a whole lot with Briggs and Stratton. Most of my work has been with the Kumsa motors. So I'd have to look around to find the numbers, but this one I think is probably like a 3.5 horsepower. And you can see they're all of them are pretty nice clean motors. I mean, they get some dirt and dust on them, but they're not all beat up and so forth. And this one here is especially nice because it has the option of being able to have an electric starter put on it. And an add-on alternator kit. Doesn't have it, the starter's not there, and so I'm assuming the alternator's not there, but it's set up for it. Well, yeah, so there's another project we have, and we're going to be selling those, and I just got notified from my AdSense account that they're making a payment into my checking account in the next day or two. So it looks like I will be going to Harbor Freight on Friday. Woo-hoo! Which means I'm going to have to be moving all of this stuff out in here. But I wanted to show you something else that I just got. Look at this. Oxyacetylene Setup. And I mean, these things are in pretty nice shape. This is a Victor brand. Is that what I saw on here somewhere? Oh yeah, right there. Victor Equipment Company. And I got this for free off of Craigslist. The tanks, the cart, the regulators, the hoses, even has a tube of welding rod, you know, steel welding rod. Look at that, huh? Let me turn it around so you can see it. Yeah, this is all steel. It's not copper. It's copper coated, I think, to keep it from rusting. And it also came with another set of hoses, and this bottom, this one is Weld Master. Never heard of that. This one should have a brazing tip on it. The fella didn't have it available at the moment, but he said he thought he probably could find it. And well, that's okay. I could get a brazing tip for this one anyway, which would be simpler. I don't want to have to change hoses and stuff. And so I might look around and see if I can find a brazing tip and a rosebud tip. But how cool is that, huh? Free. Free is for me. What a blessing that is. And the fella said he used to do demolition derby cars, and that's why he had the torch set. And he says he hasn't done any for a few years, so he wanted to get rid of them. And yeah, I was one of the first ones to reply, and he chose me for whatever reason, and I ran up to Rochester and got it. So yeah, good things going on here in the shop, and we'll keep moving ahead. And you know, we have lots of things this time of year and all year round actually to be thankful for. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being a great encouragement to me throughout the year. I appreciate you all that joined in on the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. And what an encouragement you guys are in so many different ways. So as we gather together with family and friends on Thursday to give thanks to God for what He has done for us and what He has provided for us, I hope you'll remember that our country, as it is now, was founded for the principles and the purposes of religious freedom, and primarily for Christian religious freedom. The Pilgrims, who were the first ones to establish Thanksgiving, came here so that they could worship according to their conscience. So I hope each one of you will consider and remember on Thursday, it's not about the turkey, it's not about the football games. It is about family, and it is about getting together. But most of all, it is about thanking God, Jehovah God, for all that He has done and what He has provided for us, and especially for providing for us His Son, Jesus Christ. I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. That's what the Apostle Paul said in Romans chapter 1 and verse 16. Thank you. Have a wonderful holiday, and thank you for being you. And thank you again, Scott, for our wonderful new sign for the shop, Goofy's Garage. Wow. Bye for now.